Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to Talks with Tanya. How's everybody this evening? Hey, hey. Welcome. I am getting it together. Let me tell you, it's always something, right? So, like a minute ago, there was no internet signal. There was no internet signal, so I had to hit reset and wait for the internet to decide to reset, and just one of those things. Hey, hey, hi. Welcome, welcome to Talks with Tanya. Happy to be here this evening. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday? At National, what is it? I heard today, National Barbecue Holiday. That's the holiday for me. The National Barbecue Holiday weekend, since I am pivoting from a different weekend. Yes, I said that in a family broadcast that went out. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Yes, I know who said that. I heard that from Sanji Hubbard. Yep, Sanji Hubbard. Oh, thank you. I love my glasses too. Let me tell you something. I ordered these glasses online in like February. So long ago, I didn't even remember that I had ordered them. And I went through, you should do this. I'm telling you, folks, if you order online, you want to go back and make sure, check on your orders, because things are starting to pick up now. Deliveries are starting to go out. But you do want to check the things that you've ordered to make sure that you are getting them now. Yes, all right. So I'm checking. Here I am. I am live. Thank you. Hi. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're going to see. Here I am. Thank Wait a minute. You. Hi. See, get to hear that twice. I'm excited to be here this evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tanya Bain. Welcome to Talks with Tanya. And I am the CEO and founder of Tanya Inspires. And what we do at Tanya Inspires is we talk. We educate, inform, impact, and connect by sharing information to build bridges, to heal lives, and lead to whole life success. And I say this every week, whole life success really impacts you at every level. It doesn't necessarily have to be all at the same time, because we are ever evolving, but your mind, your body, your spirit, your heart, and down to your soul, down to the depths of your soul. And that's what I love to hear, love to do at Tanya Inspires on Talks with Tanya. Hey, Julie, thank you. Thank you. These are paparazzi. Shout out to all of my paparazzi ladies, okay? I really support all of my paparazzi ladies. And sometimes, depending on what their pop-up is, I am there, okay? But they are cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we're talking today. It's Tanya today, and you're going to be finding, more and more. Hey, Lady Di, now that's my girl, Lady Di, Diane Blackwell. Love her, love her, love her. Friends like 40 plus, 40 plus years. All right. And talk about a real friend, some real friends. I'm so fortunate. I am so fortunate. I wouldn't be sitting here today if it weren't for Diane, because I probably would have been unemployed. Uh, because I'm going to tell a story because I see you, Diane. I know you won't be mad at me because this is just the kind of person that she is and has always been to me. So there was a time when, this is why we can look back and see where we have grown. And I had taken a job. I had moved and taken a job in the business office. And I had moved, I had transferred, had left New Jersey, came to Delaware, and I wasn't able to have the same arrangements, daycare arrangements. So I had to wait until Coley's bus would come, my little Coley, from Coley's Kitchen. And I had to wait for the bus to come because she had to be placed on the bus. And so I was always eking in to work at the last minute. And when I say last minute, it was like last minute. And, we had to be logged in at a certain time. We worked at the phone company. I think probably at that time it was Diamond State Telephone Company. And so it was hard for me to get there, so my girl Diane would have everything set up for me. And all I had to do was literally slide in and be there. And, she sat close to me and she goes, T, all you have to do, is push the button. She would do this every day because being on time was critical. All right. They didn't play, they didn't play with time. And she watched me so well. Oh my God. She watched my back so well because I would be sitting in that seat talking. I'd be talking, but I know she's laughing now. I'd be like making up what I thought the rule was. And we were a very particular place. We needed to be a particular place. But she would very kindly find in the BOP, business office practice, and she'd make sure that I would get it right so that I would not get in trouble. Now, that's real friendship. Now, she handling her job, okay, and looking out after me at the same time. And it has been like that. It has been like that ever since. So I so appreciate you. I'll never, ever forget that. Never, ever forget that because that was critical. I could have lost my job, but she did over and above what she needed to do to make sure that I was there. I know, girl, I can't tell all the stories. Don't tell all my stories. Because it was more than the notion being my friend. I gave my friends a workout. I gave them a workout. But we're just here to chat it up a little bit today. Love you always, and love my brother Richard Blackwell. And that's another person I have to say. I was co-hosting on a cable TV channel on Channel 28, and her husband Richard Blackwell was the producer. And that's really where I learned the art of being a producer, because what a producer does, what a good producer does, is he makes sure everything is handled down to the second. And we were a live show. All right, we were a live show on cable TV. And he would do the run sheet down to the second. Always there to support as well. Love him dearly. He has his Friday night. Diane, type in there and tell me which night it is. You still on the job. I think it's Friday night jams on Facebook, where you can just party where you are. He is a great promoter. Yeah, I have to make sure that I give him a shout out more often. But yes, yes, you can't forget, um, those are the thankful times, the times you can look back and be grateful. And I know each and every one of us can think of those times and those special people in our lives that made it possible for us to be here. Yes. Okay, so the dance party is Saturday from 9 to 12. Okay, Saturday from 9 p.m. to 12. On Put down where it is. It's on Facebook, I believe. Well, you can find I usually old school stay at home party. See, this is what she used to do for me before. Exactly what she used to do for me before. Old school stay at home party. Okay, Richard Blackwell 360 Entertainment on Facebook. I'm usually running a watch party when he's on as well, and you can get the old school jams. He sounds better than that, but he has like the perfect voice. It's wonderful. Thank you, Diane. Thank you. Thank you. So here we are on Talks with Tanya, and I typically have guests. In the past couple of weeks, I've had a guest on one day, and I have felt the need to come and share with you myself. This is Talks with Tanya, and Tanya loves to talk. I talk about important things. But I just wanted to share with you kind of where my head has been at. A lot has gone on over the past month, and I don't want us to lose sight of the importance of the issues with regard to COVID-19, with regard to the institutionalized racism that people had thought was put to bed or buried, and I'm really excited. I'm motivated that those issues of injustice across the board are being heard and worked on. And I say that it is time. I've said this before, that several months ago, the Spirit laid on my heart that it is time. And I thought it was time for something else. But, as we find, it is God's time. It is God's time now. And nothing will be the same. Nothing should be the same, in my opinion. And every now and then, because of just the impact of how the events of the days are unfolding, and quite honestly, I kind of have to force myself to watch the news and so forth. But it's important to stay informed. I have to step away. It's July. It's July, and sometimes I have to step away to manage my emotional response to what the happenings are every day. And I will say this, you can tell by some people's timelines, that the posting is not the same, because the activity and the energy, in the news media has cycled, and that's, the media does that. And, we're not at the forefront any longer, but you better believe, okay, that those who are committed to change, and I love change. I'm a change agent. I have been most successful by running towards change. It's not always pleasant. It's not easy. It's a challenge. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Lynette. Who? Another amazing author. Amazing author. She understands and helps you with transitioning through change in your relationships. But change isn't easy. It is not easy. But regardless of how the news cycles and what's going on, I'm not going to stop seeking or acting on solutions. I had a great manager. And I would go to her and I said, I'd be frustrated. Well, Alzetta Tan. And I would go to her and say, I did this, I did this, I did this. And, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So, I've done everything that I can. And she would say, so what? Now what? And I would be like, so what? Now what? Yeah. Okay. So you've done all those things, and those things didn't necessarily work out the way that you wanted them. Okay. You've highlighted some things. You've uncovered some things. You've learned some things. So what? Now what? What's next? So what I learned to do is I'm not going to stop seeking and acting on solutions. I'm going back to the drawing board. I'm going to find ways to be part of the solution. And what I've come to learn is that awareness is key. Awareness is key. So we've been informed, and our awareness has been heightened. But what is most important is action. Action is essential. And action unfolds itself in many ways. It doesn't have to be how I act, or what actions I take, but based on the events of the day. Each and every one of us is accountable for some action. And if we're not taking action to move forward, to help the solution, then I'm telling you, you're part of the problem. Because there's something that you can do. It doesn't have to be my way. You don't even have to talk to anybody. But we are accountable to take some action. One of my favorite coaches, Tara Pritchard, she posted something this week, and I just wanted to share that with you. She said, use every tool and piece of wisdom you've acquired on this journey. All those lessons learned during the last decades, books that you've read, lives that you've watched, information that you acquired from events that you may have attended, are needed now. They are needed now so that you can take some action. We need to remember who we are and whose we are. And even though at times you might feel like you're struggling or indecisive or unsure, don't let that stop you from standing in your power. You're not struggling. You are just transitioning, evolving, and becoming. And sometimes in an area of your life, or perhaps more than one, has gone awry. We all make plans, or some of us make plans, and things don't necessarily turn out the way that we anticipate or that we planned. And it doesn't matter how carefully we may have planned, it still doesn't turn out that way. And we get distracted and we get discouraged. Like, I have been completely off track for years. in my life. And, just felt like, gosh, here I am again. Like I've come full circle. I've done the 360, and it's like, how did I get here? Like getting lost in the forest, going, I can't find my way. Where is the yellow brick road? But at that point, I always feel like something's got to change, whether it's in your work life, your personal life, in your relationships, in the things that you do and the people that you interact with. But you're still trying to struggle to figure out, what it is. I want to share with you what has worked for me. And you've heard me talk about it a little bit last week, but I'm absolutely convinced it's the way that we can move forward. Okay, move forward. When you've made that decision or you're beginning to make that decision, you need to give yourself some grace and reset. And you're going to hear me talk about reset over and over again because that's what's worked for me. Every morning that we open our eyes, we have an opportunity to reset. All right. And reset doesn't necessarily mean that you have done everything wrong or anything wrong. It's an opportunity to go at it again. The power of resetting is that at any given moment of your life, you can truly reset yourself, your career, a relationship. You can give yourself an entirely new start, a clean slate. You can begin your efforts anew. It completely clears your mind of all the unfinished to-dos, the burdensome distractions, because we do have those. And, no matter how well we might set our intentions, there are distractions. We don't sometimes have the confidence, the nagging questions that go on in our lives. And, it can be a little bit frustrating because we get to a certain point in our life, when you're, on the seasoned side, on the more seasoned side, you would figure like, gosh, I should have it together by now. I should have it together by now. But when you reset, you have that opportunity to look at it again and to start again. So if the predictable patterns in your life are not giving you the results that you seek, you can change course. Last week I talked about don't quit. Just don't keep doing what you've always done and expect some different results. You'll want to like switch off the usual actions and stop hanging with the usual suspects and embrace a new challenge. It's a golden opportunity to change is now. Hit reset, start over, start a new chapter. The essence of life for me is living it to its fullest. So I'm going to ask you this question. Are you living a meaningful life right now? And sometimes you may be living a meaningful life in some phase of it, but is there something else that you might want to do? A reset is your personal empowerment. It's your personal empowerment button that is accessible anytime you desire change. A reset allows you to make improvements in your daily life in any way, shape, or form that you choose, at the pace that you are comfortable with committing to. And hitting reset is really the only way to avoid hitting a permanent wall. So let me tell you. So I've been committed to walking every day, committed to walking every day. Some days I don't do it. Sometimes it's 2 days and I don't do it. But the next time I hit reset and I get up and I do it. I know I drive my coach Katrina crazy. But I know that I can hit reset and I can make that change. And I don't have to stay there. I don't have to stay in that place. What happens is, or what happens for me, and I'm sharing this with you, so it's something that you might consider. When you look at your life, when you do an audit, okay, performance improves. So I remember a time when, the auditors would come into the company and they're checking to see, that we've, crossed our T's and dotted our I's and followed all the practices and, filed all the papers and done everything that we need to do. Well, all of a sudden, okay, when the auditors are there, right? Anybody understand this? When somebody's checking you out or double checking, all right, give me some hearts or something. Let me know you're out there. Things change, and that can happen in your life as well. You're probably due a life audit. So when you hit reset, you can do some introspection. You can look inside. What is the most interesting or important thing to do right now? Are you working on that? Are you working towards that? You have an opportunity to re-examine your goals. You have an opportunity to plan better. An opportunity to really start reflecting on what it is that you're doing every day. You can also ask yourself the questions like, what went wrong? What got in the way? What can I do better? And you don't even have to spend an hour, like checking yourself or auditing yourself. You can really quickly assess where it is that you've been, and you don't have to audit everything. You don't have to reset everything. I mean, sometimes everything needs to be reset, but you can take it in baby steps. One of my favorite people, Oshantola, the enchantress, love her. She always talks about, Miss Tanya, I can only do this in baby steps. And that's so important. That's so important, particularly when you're talking about, reset. Some questions to ask yourself. How is this action or this lack of action helping me meet or not meet my goals? What am I gaining or not gaining by either putting this thing on my to-do list or checklist or not? Something really else to consider is, could I get here a different way? Hey, Miss Val. Hey, Miss Val. Welcome. Welcome. Assessing things. What would I lose by taking this off my list? Let me tell you, over the past several months, I have taken quite a few things and people off my list or put them in a different place. Sometimes people assume that they're in a place of priority because that's where it had been at the time or where you had allowed them to be, because, we want to take accountability. Great question. What can I do for my own self-care? Let's talk about it, Miss Val. Okay. What can I do for my own self-care? I know what I can do for my own self-care. I can go to Miss Val, okay, and I can go to her spa and get a treatment. So Miss Val, I want you to drop your information, please, in the comments. All right. I want to share that with my audience because that's a great way to reset. Really taking a look at realigning or reshuffling those long and short term goals. You know, I am really one, I'm a visionary, and I have great, vision. I can see that 100,000 mile view, okay, off the top. I see the big picture, and I sometimes get stuck, all right, in the details. And for me, that's where I hit reset. Okay. Um, you know, if you're future focused like me, reset is a really helpful way for you to look back and rethink. Look at how far you've come. How far I've come, and how much progress that I have made. How much progress have you made? You need to celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Okay. Those of you who have been homeschooling, bless you. Bless you. You have gotten through that. For our students, for our graduates, my goodness, you have had to adjust. You have had to adjust to the changes, to the disappointments, to the additional responsibility that was placed on you to finish the requirements in order for you to get through. As you're reassessing, you really want to give yourself some credit. Um, Many people are really held back because they don't know how to improve. They simply don't know. They've been stuck in a rut for so long that they don't know where to go. And we it's like rote. We get up in the morning, even as we've been under lockdown. In the beginning it was one thing, it was all new, and we had all these ideas and all of these things that we were going to do, but over time we've gotten into a rut. I'll just talk about me. Okay. I've gotten into a rut. And it takes work to get back onto it. Takes work to get back onto it. And when you're able to hit reset, um, you treat yourself like you're someone who is worthy of a second chance. All right. Many people talk about giving themselves grace and allowing for, the distractions and diversions that have come into our lives, and we've allowed to permeate our lives. And, some of us have gotten caught up in the media blitz and just kind of off center. But give yourself some grace. Because you can take a better approach now. You give yourself some grace, you reevaluate where you are, you kind of, take the things out of the way that are distractions. Um, have those tough conversations, because there are tough conversations that you need to have not only with yourself, but with others. Have those conversations. And I know for me, when I'm having a difficult conversation and I don't want to necessarily have the conversation, I write down what it is that I need to say. So, well, that's important, to write down your goals as well. you know, um, Challenge yourself. Thank you, Val, for a 21 or 30-day challenge to a better you, your higher self, be it happiness, completing a task, weight loss, setting boundaries. See, this is the kind of people I'm surrounded with. Okay. Yeah, you need to reassess who you're around. Okay. You need to reassess who you're around. Challenge yourself. Surround yourself with people who are going to help you get to the goal. When I started earlier, I talked about how my girl Diane, always was there for me. Okay. She set me up for success. All right. In spite of the challenges, she was there to make sure that I could be successful. Yes, setting goals is critical. And checking and tracking where you are is important. There are a million ways for you to do it. I mean, you can look online and see 1,000 ways for you to track it. All right. But a simple piece of paper, okay, with some notes, all right, and a pencil is good way to do it. The old-fashioned way. There are all kind of trackers. Let me tell you, I have the step tracker. All right. And that's what keeps me going. All right. You can even track bad behavior and habits. And unhealthy behavior is something that if unchecked, could possibly spiral out of control and negatively affect your life or derail your plans and purpose. And again, I'm speaking to myself. I really am, because I've been there, and I've been there more than once. And that's why, like, this reset, review, and rise, that's what I'm going to be talking about over the next several months. Reset, review, renew, realign, and rise, because that is a success strategy. Some of us feel stuck. And it's not the getting stuck that's the problem. The problem is staying stuck. If you always do what you always done, you always get what you always got. You got to make a change. You got to take some calculated risks. I'm not saying just run off the bridge without the, what do you call, the bungee cord. Okay. Tie yourself to something. Okay. Assess. Okay. Assess. Beloveds, I'm sharing this because I have done this. I have done this. I have done it the wrong way. Okay. I've done it a way where I have walked into a brick wall. But what I've been able to do, and so many other people have been able to do, is I've been able to reset. And so staying stuck is the problem. Good learners practice getting unstuck. I'm a real good learner. Okay. I am a real good learner because I practice getting unstuck. When you are stuck, I just want to recommend 3 important questions to ask yourself when you want to recalibrate. Okay. Recalibrate happens sometimes by force, like when you keep running into that brick wall. Okay. Running into that brick wall, keep going back to that relationship, keep, not completing something that you need to complete, keep taking, the nonsense. Oh, I'm on the internet. I can say bullshit. Okay. To yourself. All right. Because ultimately, for the most part, and I'm not going to say that there aren't exceptions to the rule, but we may not be able to control others, but we sure as hell can control ourselves. And reset is one of those ways. So 3 questions to ask yourself when you are like stuck in a rut, keep running up against a brick wall. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? It doesn't have to be complicated. I want to stop running into the brick wall. I want to change my eating habit. I don't want to use sugar. I don't want to react to that. I don't want to answer the phone for that person. Okay? What do you want it? What do you want? Name it, define it, call it out. Okay? I'm not going to accept that nonsense from somebody else. I'm not going to let my boss talk to me that way. I'm not going to let that co-worker talk to me that way. What do you want? Name it, define it, call it out. What is stopping you? What is stopping you? A belief, generational bondage because, that's how you've always seen it done. A mindset, something in your mind, okay? Fear, an excuse. I'll tell you what's an excuse for me. Try. That makes me crazy. Well, I'll try. No, you're not. Effort is not a substitute for results, Bruce Gordon. All of these things that have come to me from a million years ago from people that I've interacted with. Effort is not a substitute for results. And in order to get a result, you need to take some action. So what do you want to do? Name it, define it, call it out. What is stopping you? Identify that. A belief, a mindset, that bondage that you have, that thought that you keep accepting. Okay. Fear, false evidence appearing real. I mean, fear is forever. Lack of forgiveness. Forgive yourself first. Okay. Forgive yourself first. An excuse. These are things that, when you look in the mirror, okay, just between you, okay, and the person that you see in the mirror, those are the things that you want to ask yourself. What do you need to do to obtain it? Okay, what is it that I need to do? And it doesn't have to be complicated. People. Okay, one little thing. Okay, one little thing. Today, I'm not going to use sugar. I'm going to go down the street and I'm going to get me the stevia. Okay, or I'm going to look up something that I can substitute. One little thing. Doesn't have to be big, but name what you want. Okay, what is stopping you? And it's usually you. What do you need to do in order to obtain it? You can start now to address the issue, but like I said, you can do so by starting small. It doesn't have to be like solving world hunger. And that's where we sometimes see the big picture, or we get caught up looking at other people. And, those of us that are entrepreneurs, it's like, oh my God, she has, 1,000 followers and I just, I only have 50 people and nobody comes on my live and, or, they're on Instagram. I'm going to catch up with Instagram one day. And, they're doing Instagram lives, or, they're able to get this many customers. No. What can you do? Okay. So, this month I have 7 more customers than I did last month. Way to go, Tanya. Way to go. Okay. Let's give ourselves credit for a little bit. Accept the past and keep it moving. Accept the past and keep it moving. If you're going to come to me, and you're going to keep telling me over and over about your story, I am not nowadays, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say, girl, I love you, but I can't hear that no more, because that's where you're stuck. And I'm telling you because I love you. Nowadays people say, oh, can I talk to you? I'm like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Because I'm going to tell you. Okay. I'm going to tell you, especially if I have had the experience and I've gotten stuck in it before. And you want to Thank you, Val. Girl, come on. Where are you? I'm getting ready to bring you on. I'd figure this out. Do you and be you. Because there's not, what? Like there is, don't get me started on me. Don't get me started on me. Some major things changed for me. And I've always been a fan of myself, or at least I thought I was a fan of myself. Um, and not in an egotistical way, but I was blessed with gifts. And I have now gotten to the point where I am accepting the accountability for operating in those gifts, just how they are, just how they are, and move forward. Just how they are and move forward. You know, don't compare. Don't compare. You know, if that were the case, we would all be made the same. But we're not. Not nary of us are made the same. Twins aren't the same. So each and every one of us has a unique gift, a unique something that we have been placed here on the universe to do, to give, to create, to sow, to share. And when we don't operate in that, we're cheating ourselves. But you have the opportunity to hit reset. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. This is a quote from Brian Tracy. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that matters is where you are going. Where you're going. Let's, order my steps. Let's move forward. If you look in light of the events of the day, we've come a long way, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And the groundswell that you're hearing and feeling and seeing is because it's not enough. It's not good enough. And people are coming out and they're taking a stand and they're doing themselves and they're being themselves. All right. And the revolution is being televised. The revolution is being televised. You ain't seeing it as much because people don't want to show it. But you can feel it when you're connected, when your vibration is higher, you know exactly what is going on. And we have an accountability to play the part that we have been given in that. Okay, there's all kind of actions and activities going on, and I'm so very grateful that this week I've interacted with some amazing people who are doing some amazing things. So just don't think because you don't see it posted on Facebook, things aren't happening. Oh yes, they are. Accept the past and move on instead of dwelling on the situations and reliving the situation. Try to accept it, not try. See, even I fall into that. Accept it. Focus on the future. Get a plan, work a plan. Get a plan, work a plan. Okay? Reset. Hack away the unessential. Is there anything that's taking up your time and your energy? Is there something that, is there somebody who's got your ear who constantly says, well, you can't do that, girl. You can't do that. Oh, no, babe, you can't do that. No, you shouldn't do that. Turn that ish off. Turn that ish off. All right. Girl, come on. You need to go back to restore your original divine DNA. I told somebody yesterday, and I mean this with all of my being. Okay. I am a divine goddess. I am a divine goddess. It is in my original DNA. Okay. I've always known that and felt it, but tried to minimize it. And was taught and coached not to step up and step out. People will tell you things because it makes them uncomfortable. So what? So what? I have never gained anything without being uncomfortable. You can move forward, and when you drop some of that stuff, you feel lighter. Okay, you feel more accomplished. Goodness, when you eliminate some of that ish, you're able to move forward. You're able to move forward. And that is not to say that sometimes we have a little relapse, but that's why we have reset. That's why we have reset. As you move on in order to rise, okay, so we've done the reset, we're reviewing now. You getting this? All right. And putting ourselves in a position to rise, defining new goals and either a new purpose or being reminded of what our purpose is. So when you lose your purpose, when you become stuck, you send a signal to your brain and your body that you really don't have a good reason to move forward. Okay? When you no longer challenge yourself, come on, Miss Val. Okay? When you no longer challenge yourself mentally, physically, deterioration will set in. You got to move it or lose it. That means move your brain, move your body. I'm going to tell you something. So, many of the people in one of the groups that I am in, the etheric touch, many of the people are just yoga masters or taking on yoga. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. A little bit of a challenge. All right. But guess what? I am doing chair yoga, modified, okay, so that I can get moving at the place where I am. At the place where I am. If I did the downward dog, it would be more downward, okay, than anything. But I'm learning to do the movements like baby steps. Yes, I know. So you need to modify some things, okay? But if you don't use it, you will lose it and you will start to decay. Only by continually challenging yourself will you keep both your body and your mind sharp. So setting your goals is powerful. Planning out things and taking baby steps is powerful. Setting goals is so important because unless you set goals, and they can be small steps, you will lose the flavor of life, and life will become boring or overwhelming and you're feeling like it's out of control. You've got to have some level of excitement for the future to do something worthwhile with your life, okay? So I'm going to encourage you to hit reset. Change your course. Start today. Start right now, okay? Start right now. All right, so if you haven't gone out and walked, okay, let's turn on some music. And let's get it moving a little bit, all right? If you haven't straightened out something in your room, let's get that done, okay? Hang up 2 things and give yourself a pat on the back, all right? Give yourself some new challenges and stretch yourself a little bit, so that you can get some of that momentum back. Give yourself something to pursue. Find an accountability partner. Get the help that you need. Sometimes you need professional help. Sometimes you need professional help. There are a myriad of coaches, okay, out there. I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for a reset in your business, you want to reach out to Coach Meredith Hammond. All right. You definitely want to do that. All right. There's so many people that I've worked with, Focus of Love, Tara Pritchard, Meredith Hammond, Osuntola, the Enchantress, Condra. There are people out there, Valerie Stansel, they're waiting there. All you have to do is open your eyes. Even me. Even me. Just doing something different can boost your mood or change your perspective and give you a sense of optimism for moving forward. Once you start moving forward, then you'll feel even better. So remember this, you don't have to be stuck, okay? You don't have to be stuck. You can choose to take some action today to move yourself forward, even with baby steps. All right. Making progress towards whatever your goals are and eventually your ultimate goals. So you don't have to wait until January. Okay. It's the beginning of July. 6 months have gone behind us, and here we are. Don't wait. Don't wait any longer. Life has a reset button right now, but it's up to you to push it anytime you want. Anytime you want. It's never too late to hit that reset button and don't look back. That is what I wanted to share with you today. I am ever so grateful for you participating with me today. I want to make sure I am sharing here where you can reach my girl, Valerie Stansel, Purpose for Wellness. All right. At 2961 Yorkshire Square, Fairview, Camden, New Jersey. Massage. Ooh, girl, I'm going to get mine. Reiki. I want everything. Reiki, yoni steaming, and self-care coaching. I wonder why she was able to give me these wonderful tips. Okay, so make sure you get in touch with Val, 856-425-0167. Val, I cannot thank you enough for joining me here. All right, and just reinforcing that we really can do the reset thing. All right. Let's see. I did want to, if you didn't watch my show yesterday, I want you to make sure that you go back. All right. It's on it's on Tanya Inspires. Take a look at this amazing, amazing pianist, Rose Petals. All right. Rose Petals. She's having a night out with Rose Petals, an intimate and exclusive listening experience and launch party on July 11th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. That's my girl, Rose Petals. All right. She is also doing Cover Classic Wednesdays, and I'm working on getting that streamed on my channel as well to Tanya Inspires on Wednesdays. All right. Yes. Thank you. She was amazing. She was on the show yesterday. That was like self-care. Okay, we needed that little bit of that self-care. She is just an amazing, talented pianist, composer, musician, teacher, just an all-around beautiful spirit. So we want to make sure that we continue to support her, and that's what it's about. It's about each and every one of us supporting each other, highlighting each other. When you rise, I rise. When you rise, I rise. So don't forget, if you're interested in getting my tips on reset, okay, I've got some tips on reset. You can just go ahead and let me know. You can put reset in the comments, and I'll make sure that I get it out to you. I have to. I came up with more tips, so I am redoing the worksheet. I wanted to add a few more tips on there for you, but go ahead and put a comment in there if you would like my tips on reset, and I will get that out to you. I am. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you for hanging in here with me this evening and participating. Val, I love you. Diane, thank you so very much for joining. For my friends in Hustle Slay Launch, hey girls, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. To my friends and family who have supported me, thank you so very much. I will be back on this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. with, oh my goodness, an amazing business leader, Tanya Williamson, author, business leader, entrepreneur extraordinaire, a woman with an amazing heart, okay, and an amazing story to share about how, when you put the work in, okay, when you put the work in, and you believe, anything can be achieved. So I'm looking forward to having her. And I'm going to confirm someone else that's coming on Sunday evening. So hang on in there. Have an amazing, blessed week. Thank you so very much for joining me today. You are loved. Remember to stay inspired. Take care, y'all. Bye.